My mama drama trauma started several generations ago when the gifting of insight, of psychic ability was rejected. It was very inconvenient to have such a gifting in a family that just needed to survive after slavery. During slavery, it was valued because it could be kept clandestine within the group on the plantation. No one outside of the immediate slave group needed to know, and it was a source of strength, a source of camaraderie, a source of connecting and staying connected to the motherland. But at the end of slavery, that gifting was very difficult to sustain in a society of people who were former slaves trying to integrate into the general population. Now, we know since that has not been completely successful, and certainly not at that time, but especially during that time, people were trying to let go of the old ways and really embrace Christianity, to be accepted as American citizens, to be accepted as Anglo Americans. And this rejection was experienced in my maternal line as individuals being discouraged, my great grandmothers being discouraged in ways that were unkind and verbally abusive, in some cases physically abusive. And it has been a family legacy carried down through my matrilineal line through particular experiences. And so my great grandmother had the gifting, and she was deemed crazy. And her life experience would perhaps demonstrate that by American terms. I mean, if she was an African woman with the gifting and was trying to rely on her family to take care of her children because she had other things to do to help the society at large, that would be totally acceptable because the village raises the child. But in an American society where people were struggling to take care of their children, well, of course, that's discouraged. Take care of your kids. And although that's not the only scenario where that was difficult, it certainly was an completely inexcusable reason. And my grandmother became responsible for taking care of her smaller siblings, and she had the gifting, and that was a great distraction for her from the gifting and a great compensation for her to focus on taking care of her smaller brothers and sisters, so she didn't have to focus on her gifting. But as always, it comes around in life, which it did when she ran away from her mother to live in another state. Her smaller siblings followed her as they all became of age because that was their mother, essentially. And she aligned with that gifting, more as a mother and as a mother of others in her life, and it ultimately took her life because she didn't learn how to balance her life internally to stay alive. She didn't stay around her mother long enough to learn how to do that, which it was viewed as selfish for her mother to focus on taking care of herself, but really as an intuitive and as someone that has inner gifts, inner insights, you do have to stay to yourself quite a bit to recharge. A lot of energy is taken out, given to others, and that selfishness was a blinder to really my grandmother being able to integrate the understanding that if you're going to do that, you're going to mother everybody, you're going to need some me time. And having not appreciated that, it took her out. She died of a stroke. And so The gifting went to my mother, who, having observed all of this, certainly wanted nothing to do with it, but she was everything about that life. From the time I can remember, extremely intuitive, extremely gifted, and speaking into my life and the lives of everybody around her. But that internal turmoil, that conflict, I also observed and took on. I have the gifting, and that was the last thing I was going to do, and that was the last thing I was encouraged to pursue. So college educated, why am I here doing this? Well, to heal mama drama trauma. So that is what I have done within myself, and is what I support others in doing. So what is inner work? Inner work is healing the internal conflicts. Inner work is being able to actually resolve that vicious cycle of mama drama trauma. That is what I do.
What is mama drama trauma? It is a condition in which the mother projects unhealed aspects of herself onto her child, causing emotional and/or physical trauma. Mama drama trauma is a planetary disorder. For more information about mama drama trauma, visit mamadramatrauma.info.